Everybody, hope you got through your day motivated, encouraged, optimistic, enthusiastic, inspired, empowered, positive, love from above. Another day, another way. Feeling the way about yourself, you need to reevaluate your circumstances, understand where you're at in life, and make a change. You have a choice to make a change. Now, I'm going to talk about this shirt. I got this shirt on. It says freedom, as you can see. On the back of it, it says, "I will walk in freedom." It's in Psalms. So I'm going to get to the shirt in a minute. But first, I'm going to talk about myself. For a long time, years ago, I've changed my ways, my mindset, my way of thinking, the way I perceive things, the way I look at people, how I perceive people in many shapes, forms, and fashions. My point of that is, for a long time, I had a chip on my shoulder. For years, I was angry. I was an angry young man. For years, I treated people with the respect they treated me with. So I got on the back of my neck, I got "Feel My Pain." Now, the purpose of me getting that was the pain that I felt as though, the pain that I endured in life, I felt as though I needed to pan it out back to people. So that was my mindset. I was very aggressive, very in tune with the idea of what I was doing. I didn't care about how you feel about how you felt or how you perceived what it is I was doing, or how I approached you in any shape, form, or fashion. I took on the world and I took it on full force. I didn't care. I wasn't in fear of nothing or no one. I ran head on towards anything because, it's just what life dealt me, so I felt as though I was going to deal that back to life. Also, the first scripture that I ever read in the Bible was this, and this just catapulted me into a whole nother level of aggression, was 2 Timothy 1:7. It said, "God didn't give us the spirit of timidity. He gave us the spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. We shall fear no man." Now, when I read that, I was like, really? So let me put this to the test. I really went hard with that idea and thought. So along the way, I had a lot of adversity, a lot of adversaries, people, places, and things. It was just, I was the product of my environment. Circumstances proceeded themselves. But I always came up on the better end of the stick. And but no matter what I did, it was always in an aggressive manner. So love and pain was my ideal. I mean, not love and pain. Hate and pain. Hate and pain was my idea of life. So I got to a point where I said, you know what? What if I took pleasure and love and applied the same amount of energy to pleasure and love that I applied to hate and pain? I wonder what the circumstances would be like. I wonder what would come back towards me. I wonder how it would how it would affect other people. How would the universal language speak to me? They say it's a universal language, the law of attraction. What would it be like if I just changed my mindset and my behaviors and my idea of people? So I did it, long story short. So, over the past year, I've met some phenomenal people. So, it's the little things in life that count. The little things, man. It's not. Sometimes there are going to be some great things, some awesome, phenomenal circumstances, like you're just blown away by. But also, there's going to be those little things that mean the most. Those little things. I went to an event the other day called the Pig on the Pond. It's a festival. It's a competition of barbecue and a lot of stuff of that sort. But there's also a church there. I believe it's called Lakeview Church. Forgive me for not pronouncing it. I believe it's called Lakeview Church in Claremont. And I met a gentleman named Steve, right? So I seen a shirt he had on. His was red. So I said, I approached him. I said, I would like one of those shirts. After we engaged in some conversation, introduced ourselves, and I said, I would like one of those shirts. Is there a way I could get one? He said, well, let me see. He proceeded to ask someone. Unfortunately, they said no, but I could buy one. And I said, oh, okay. Well, that wasn't unfortunate, but it was fortunate that the proceedings go to donations. But, I didn't have the money on me at the moment. So I said, okay, I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot, brother. So I went about the day. A couple hours later, not even about a half an hour later, he walks up to me and goes to hand me a shirt. And I said, really? At first I was like, that's medium. It's not going to fit. So he goes back. I watched this man walk over there, take his card out of his wallet, swipe that card, and pay for that shirt. It came with a cool little band, too, a little wristband. It says, "I will walk in freedom." I like it. I like it a lot. It was the idea of it. It meant so much to me. So he comes over to me, hands me the shirt, and I say, well, how much do I owe you? He says, you don't owe me anything. I just want you to have the shirt. Walk in freedom, brother. Have a great day. Be blessed. Wow, that blew my mind. I was just like, the guy I was with also coincidentally named was Steve. So it was Steve and Steve, the driver, and the other guy that I was with. It's the simplest things, the simplest, selfless acts of kindness that go a long way with me and a lot of other people. There is greatness in the world. There are great people in the world. Understand that the world, as people say, is going to shit. Excuse my French, excuse it. But it's not the world that's going to trash. It's the people in it that is making it that way. So if we change our mindsets, the idea of how we look at people, circumstances, people, places, and things, change the course of our events. Don't look for the negatives. Look for only the positives. And you will walk in freedom, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Understand the idea of who you are and who you're meant to be. You are meant to be great. God said in Genesis 1:28, be blessed. After he created man and woman, be blessed, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. Now, our Creator told us to do that in a positive way. Think about it. Think about your circumstances and how you're perceiving things. Instead of looking at the negative side of things, anytime something happens, says, how can I fix that? What can I do to make it better? What would have been the outcome if I changed the circumstances and gave it a positive idea, thought in the people, places, and things I've allowed myself to revolve around? Think about it. GPT, baby. Another day on Sweat Talk. That's what I call this. This is Sweat Talk. Everybody have a great night. Be blessed. And remember, the body has weaknesses. The mind does not. You are what you think. It's the problem. We're not thinking. Think about who you are and what you can do and where you're going, with whom you're doing it in life. Remember, possibilities in life are continually endless. They only stop when you allow them to stop. Deuce, Gorilla Power Train, GPT. I'm out. Everybody have a blessed night.